Thank you very much for your interest in learning about Mo+, a powerful model-oriented programming language, and the Mo+ Solution Builder, the integrated development environment for effective model-driven development. In this tutorial, we will cover how you can create spec templates, or modify existing ones. I'm assuming that you understand the basics of creating code templates, how to write template content and output in the Mo+ language, and how to use the debugger. If not, please go through the Creating a Code Template tutorial. To begin, open up a solution that utilizes a database specification source to load information into your solution model. I'm using a MySQL database source and MySQL templates, but the SQL Server templates are close enough to follow along. One of the key differences between code templates and spec templates is the amount of access to model information. The following diagram illustrates the kinds of elements in the solution model that are accessible by both code and spec templates. However, code templates can only read instances of these elements, while spec templates can also create and update these instances. The following diagram illustrates specification elements that are only accessible via spec templates and are read-only. Mo+ Solution Builder automatically loads platform-specific sources such as SQL Server or MySQL databases into these platform-independent structures. Then spec templates can access that information. Another key difference between code templates and spec templates is the kind of output they can produce. Code templates can produce output files, while spec templates cannot. Spec templates can create and update instances in the solution model, while code templates cannot. We will go through a few example spec templates to give you a handle on creating or modifying them on your own. Let's go ahead and open up the output section of the MDL SQL model spec template found in the MySQL folder. Set a breakpoint inside each for each statement. Now open the output section of the MDL feature model spec template found under MySQL SQL Table Category Feature. Set a breakpoint at the add statement. Go back to MDL SQL model and debug. This for each is adding features to the solution model. Notice that you have access to SQL table information. Continue. One thing that you will notice that is different about spec templates is that they usually have either content or output, but not both. Spec templates that are creating output are populating instances in the solution model and usually don't need content. Spec templates that are creating content are usually doing so for other templates. In this template, we see the use of another form of model context, current context. In this case, current feature. Current context is global and there's only one per element type. Here we see a new instance of feature being created, populated with assignment statements, and added to the model with the add statement. Continue. Continue until the next for each statement. This example will only create one feature. Let's open the MDL Entity Core Model template found under MySQL SQL Table Category Entity. In the output area, set a breakpoint at the with statement and at the add statement. Go back to MDL SQL model and continue. A similar thing is happening here as in the feature creating template. In this case, we are creating a new entity instance and populating the current entity with info from the SQL table. One thing I'd like to point out is the source name. When you compile your specification source data, all of the solution model information loaded from specification sources is cleared out, and then added again through these spec templates. But what about your customizations? Are they lost? No, MoPlus Solution Builder uses a source name to relink your customizations to the proper model instances. But the source name has to be unique within the parent element scope and be reproducible from the specification source. Continue. The current entity gets added in a similar fashion as the feature. Continue. Continue at your leisure until debugging is done and the sample code dialog comes up. As with code templates, when you debug spec templates, your output is never modified. Instead of updating your solution model, the sample code shows a summary of the information that would have been updated in your solution model. Hopefully this tutorial has helped you understand how to create and modify spec templates. After debugging spec templates, link them to your specification sources. And after compiling specification source data, look at the results in your solution model until you are satisfied. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Other tutorial topics are available at moplus.codeplex.com. The tutorials with smaller numbers cover simpler features, while higher number ones delve deeper into features and capabilities. If you have not already done so, please download the free open source product at moplus.codeplex.com. Also at the Download Center you can get sample packs to help get you started quickly in creating models and generating code. Also please go through the onboard help which provides detailed how-to and reference. Happy coding!